Hello everybody, so I'm back here again making another video. So I haven't made a video in a while, and the reason for that is I want to actually make some games instead of just making tutorials, but I'm going to make some more tutorials in the future. But I'm probably going to be going more towards Godot, and the reason for that is I just see a lot more potential for Godot, and I just like it because it's just a game engine and it's open source, and I just like the way you do stuff in Godot. So I'm probably going to be doing more Godot. I probably still be doing some Blender game engine, but I'm hopefully going to be kind of moving over to Godot a little bit more. But anyway, right now I just kind of wanted to give you an update on the game I'm working on. So as you can see here, if I go ahead and play it, it's just a very basic game here right now. So before you, I had another video before I released, and I kind of had some water and I had some other things. And as you can see, it doesn't really look like I've moved on that far. Now the reason for that is I've just kind of, I have rewritten everything, and I've kind of started working on different systems, and that one had some really broken things. The physics weren't set up correctly, the way I was moving the character was wrong. There was just so many problems with it, and this here, it doesn't look like it's any more advanced, but this is quite a lot more advanced. So first of all, as you can see here, so if I go over to here, I don't have anything to show you that you can, but I'm going to put it in the future. But this box can be interacted with. Now what I have right now is that I have it set up so that if I click E, it gives me health. So I think it's kind of cool. And over here as well, I have an audio trigger. So if I go ahead and go through this is going to play some sound. So let's go ahead and listen to that. You have just activated an audio trigger. This audio trigger activates whenever you walk through this audio trigger. Now, the nice thing about this is that audio is not specific to like this object. So if I go ahead and exit this game, what you see over here is I have this audio trigger over here. I have this as its own scene. So basically when I put it into this scene, it becomes an instance. So it's referencing this scene, and it's referencing all the data here. But what I've gone ahead and done is if I go over here to my audio trigger, you can see here in script variables I have sound and I have enable, but we won't worry about that. They're just basically a thing I add in so I can enable or disable it if I want to for, you know, debugging purposes and stuff. But what you see right here is I have this. So if I go ahead and clear this, what you see here is we have no sound, so I can load whatever sound I like. So I go to my levels and sounds, and I'm going to add the sound. This is just the test sound, it's the only one I have. But what I can go ahead and do is if I duplicate this and move this over and clear this, what you'll see is these values here can be different. They're unique. The rest of the code, like all the code that's inside of this, that is all copied. It's all the same. But since I am using these variables, which I have like I forget the word. It's in here. I've exported, I believe it's called, exported out of this. Basically, these are unique to every instance I add. So I can have an audio trigger over here which plays a different sound. So I'm really happy with that because that makes it nice and simple. All I need to go ahead and do is put my sound in here and it will just play, it will just work. So that makes creating levels a lot easier. And if I want to update this, it will just update all the instances and it will just work. So that's really nice. What you see over here as well, I'm just going to go ahead and delete that. If I come over here to my static body, which is, you know, just a test cube, I haven't changed the name actually, so that's why it's called that. If I come over here, as I showed before, when I interacted with this, it gave me health on my player, or it filled up that bar, but that bar is actually health. So if I go ahead and come to the script, what you'll see is something quite simple. So here, you can see the code is very, very simple for this. So what I've gone ahead and done is I have, on all my objects I want to kind of check with array, or if I'm going to collide with, I've put a variable on here called tag, and this is a list. So basically, whenever I want to check if an object I'm colliding with or an object I've got to I'm pointing array at. If I want to check if it's an object that I can do something with or that I'm colliding with, I will go through this list and I'll say, is the colliding tag in here, or is the interaction tag in here? And then once I've done that, what my code will say is yes, and what that allows me to do is basically interact with object. So it will let me send, it will basically let me call this this function here. It will let me call this function, or in the other case, when I collide with something, I have it's called a collision function, I believe it's called. And basically what's doing is the player is calling this function. So what I've gone ahead and done is, let's say you're using array, so I have my array here. What I'm doing is I'm going dot, and then I'm getting the name. So here it would be this one, so it would be something like this. So what I'm doing is, if you have the object, so if you have a reference to the object, what you can go ahead and do is just go dot, and then you can just call a function. I mean, that's pretty awesome. So that's what I'm basically doing. I'm just checking for this first to make sure that I can, or else I'll get errors and stuff. And then once I can, I'm just calling whatever's in this function. So this allows me a lot of flexibility, because all I need to do with objects I want to be able to interact with, I need to add a script which has the tag interact. And then I just need this function here, and then I can put whatever code I like in here. So this keeps it really simple. It means the objects I'm interacting with, it's going to be the object. I'm not going to have all these if statements and stuff in my player checking what type of object it is, and what is it a door or is it something else. It's just really simple, and here I can just say play an animation or something like that. Real simple. Right here, what you see I've done though, is I've just got the object, because I send the object through as well, so the player, what the player is, and here I'm just going update health, and now that's a function I have in my player. So what this allows me to do is add 10 health to it, and if I change this to true, it will set the health instead of adding it. So what that's done for me is I've got this really nice thing where if I go ahead and come here, and I can, can see I can grab all my health, and it works really nice and simple. And if I go ahead and was to it's going to duplicate the script as well and kind of keep the same reference, but basically whatever object I add this to, I can make it interactable and so on. Is what I say. I can kind of do the same thing with, this has kind of got the same thing, but it's with colliding, and it's also in its own scene. So you've got this really nice simple way I can kind of interact with objects. So yeah, I think it's quite neat, and in the future, once I kind of get everything working and figure everything out, and maybe figure out a better way, because maybe this is a wrong way. If it is, go ahead, kind of tell me other ways I could go about it, because I'm always open to ideas or suggestions. But yeah, once I've figured that out, hopefully I will make a tutorial once I've got it all working and flushed out. So yeah, this is my basic game now. It didn't look like it had much updates, but it has taken me a while to get to this bit. Just the player, the mouse look, and like making it walk in the right direction, that was a big hassle. Thanks to everyone on the Godot Facebook group. You have been so helpful. There's also all these people that answer questions that I just go ahead and Google, and then I find the answers on some other website. Game from scratch is awesome too. So yeah, anyway, this is my basic game so far. So have a great week, keep making games, and I hope to make a cool game, and I hope you will make cool games as well. Anyway, see you next time.